So which one did you think did better? If you said the one with the apple seller, "I don't need insurance, I'm single," would do better, you were right. This ad especially did better with men. As we can see, 6% of men remembered seeing the ad for Mutual of New York when it was this particular ad. 17% remembered seeing the ad when it was this ad, the "I don't need life insurance, I'm single" ad. With women, we also saw more than double. 2% remember seeing this ad, 5% remember seeing this ad. Now, why do you think more men, in both cases, paid attention to this ad, remembered the brand that was advertising, than women? One of the reasons has to do with the gender of the models used in the ad. If you want men to pay attention to your ad, you want to use male models. If you want women to pay attention to your ad, often you want to use female models. Customers will look at an ad and say, "This is or is not for me," based a lot on what those models look like. Do they look like someone who is similar to me, the consumer? Based on these results, it also seems that singles are more responsive when you explain the need for life insurance, even though they will not be leaving a bequest to anybody. On the other hand, the "I can wait" group are postponing their purchase, and your campaign alone may not be enough to overcome this purchase inertia. So the target market is central to the marketing mix. You want to design the marketing mix, the 4 Ps, to meet that target market's needs. So just to review, market segmentation divides the total market for a particular product into groups that have homogeneous or similar wants, needs, and behaviors in regard to that product within each segment, but different wants, needs, and behaviors between segments. Target marketing involves selecting one or more segments on which to focus the firm's marketing efforts. And why do you want to limit the focus to just 1 or 2 target markets rather than serving the entire market? 1, because you have limited resources, and 2, because a choice to attract one segment will likely turn other segments away. Firms will attempt to serve 1 or more target markets that they believe they can satisfy rather than just any old set of customers. The advantages of market segmentation and target market is that specific marketing mixes can be developed for each subgroup of potential buyers that the organization intends to satisfy. And this may lead to high customer loyalty for the brand or the company, and competitors will experience difficulty in luring away your customers because your customers are satisfied. A segment identified as a target market must be substantial enough to meet the firm's objectives. Now, with a small or niche market, a small business may be more successful in targeting that group than a larger company. Why? Well, because a niche market would not be substantial enough for a larger competitor, but it should be fine for the small business. Market segmentation is increasingly important as the U.S. mass market continues to fragment into smaller and smaller market subcultures. This also explains why micro-marketing, which is also sometimes called mass customization or one-to-one marketing by some, is growing by leaps and bounds. For a couple of decades now, it has been clear that many markets are fragmenting, breaking up into smaller and smaller groups of homogeneous customers. Now, this is quite unlike the heyday of mass marketing in the 1950s and 1960s. In those days, large groups of customers were pretty much alike in income, social status, needs, and outlooks on life. Large mass markets existed for many products, and a single marketing strategy could become a blockbuster success. Response to this fragmenting of markets has been an increased emphasis on market segmentation. Marketers are using segmentation in creative ways to identify smaller groups of customers and target them for specialized marketing strategies. More individualized communication and distribution channels through the internet, social media, and mobile platforms help marketers reach these niche markets. Rather than mass marketing, more companies are practicing micro-marketing. Unfortunately, micro-marketing is much more complex than mass marketing and also more expensive. Segments which are small or have very specialized needs may be more appealing to an entrepreneur or small business. On the other hand, all entrepreneurs should avoid segments that are well served already by strong competitors. Entrepreneurs usually do better if they can identify small segments that the larger companies have ignored, these niche markets. Often, entrepreneurs can serve these customers well and profitably. Sometimes a new product will change a lot of things within a market. For example, let's take the idea of driverless cars. By 2035, it's estimated that half of all cars will be self-driving. So that's only 15 years away, half of all cars. By 2050, 30 years away, it's estimated that almost all cars will be self-driving. So this is a change that will occur in the next 20 years. By the time you're around 40, 45, 50, you will see a completely different market for automobiles. If you market the right product to the right target market, you could be rich, because this change in this product market is going to create new industries and destroy others. Just like the switch from horse-drawn carriages to horseless carriages, or cars as we call them, created new industries. We had the industry of drive-through movies. We had the industry of car washes. We had all of the accoutrements that people buy for their cars being created. This is a process which Joseph Schumpeter called creative destruction. So I want you to think of something that people currently use a car for, and think about how that changes with a driverless car, or something that they could do in a car if they didn't have to pay attention to the road. These will create new needs, new wants, and therefore new product and service opportunities. Then think, who's your target market? Remember, it must be homogeneous within in terms of their need for this product, and it must meet those 5 criteria, being substantial, measurable, accessible, etc. What can you develop that's going to be a new blockbuster market as the driverless car market picks up? Thinking about this now will put you in a position that when the market really starts to get going, you can be marketing this product and be a first mover. Really get in on the ground floor of a booming new business. I hope it works for you. I hope you are a great success with your new product. Use this opportunity. There are opportunities around all the time for new marketing strategies. You just have to be paying attention, recognize them, and then think, how can I best meet changing customer needs? Well, thank you very much. I hope you found this lecture to be enjoyable.